Hey everyone, it's Taryn. Well, it's day 3, and I know today we're not talking about beauty tips because I have none for you. This is no stitch of makeup and didn't want to do anything with my hair type of day. But you're here for the content, and I love this topic because I want to teach you guys how to eat real food again. And when you learn how to eat real food, you start to research and become a label reader with what you put in your grocery cart. So obviously we don't have to talk about produce and meats, although I will say with meats you should absolutely read on the packaging, especially if you're getting sliced deli meat, what's in it, because they can hide a lot, especially when it comes to preservatives and sugars and sweeteners and anything that will just make it taste better. So I have a couple examples for you guys, but you know when you go through the produce section, you've got one ingredient, okay? So the goal in eating real food is to know exactly what you're consuming. If you don't know what it means and it looks like a scientific word, chances are it's probably not something that your body actually could recognize and absorb correctly. So the whole idea to eating clean is to put real food back into your body, because it's amazing how smart our bodies are if we actually allow them the opportunity to tell us what's going on, is that they can recognize, our bodies can recognize when we get real sources of protein, real sources of carbohydrates, which we talked about yesterday, right? When we talked about fruits and vegetables being a primary source of our carbohydrate intake. That's one ingredient. Right? If you were to look through pastas and chips and breads, they have more than one ingredient, okay? Some good breads out there maybe only have a handful of them, and those are probably better breads that you can consume, but we want to talk about those in moderation, okay? So I have some examples for you guys because I want to have you start thinking about what's in your foods that you're putting into your grocery cart and bringing home. Now, what I'm not talking about is, this is the kind of Greek yogurt that we eat. Greek God, plain, full fat, right? You don't see non-fat, sugar-free, honey, sugar-laden, anything like that, right? Plain, because you can sweeten it with anything you have. You can sweeten it with berries, raw honey, cinnamon. I mean, you can just switch up the flavors, okay? And I'll tell you a little bit of some staples that we do here too. But here's what I'm not worried about so much. Necessarily how many calories, how much fat. The only thing that I do worry about at times, if you guys can see that, sorry, it might be a little bit blurry, is, where is it? The amount of sugar. It's right there. 15 grams of sugar, okay? But that also comes with saying, well, let's go look at what's in the ingredients, okay? What's in there where the sugar could be coming from, okay? So since I can't read backwards, I'm going to pull it away. Cultured, pasteurized, grade A milk, cream, pectin. 3 ingredients. I can actually read all those and generally understand without a scientific degree of any sort what they are, okay? Now, the cream and the milk may freak you out. If you do not consume dairy, you need to be dairy free. Obviously, this isn't a great example for you, but if you do eat dairy and you eat it in moderate amounts and manage it, this is great. And I have this in the morning. Not every morning. I have dairy a couple times a week. I'll give this to the kids, but I won't buy that sugary bologna that's out there. Not actual bologna, but I saved myself from cursing. But I won't buy that sugary crap. I won't buy the Go-Gurts. I won't buy the Fage really fun little dippy yogurts because there's tons and tons of sugar in there. So I want you to step back for a second and see what you have in your refrigerator that has extra sugars in them, because you're going to find out really quickly as soon as you take ownership and start reading what's on the label. Okay, so when you go back to the fact that this has 15 grams of sugar, it's not added sugar, right? So you don't see them adding honey, you don't see them adding sugar. So there's naturally occurring sugars within dairy as it is. So that's why this is okay, and I'm okay with this. Mind you, this is not something that I eat morning, noon, and night. It's breakfast, maybe a couple times a week. And if I have a real hankering for anything desserty, I will have yogurt and I will mix in maybe some of my chocolate Shakeology and maybe cut up some dates and put it on there. So I get that sweet fix, but I also get the protein and the full fat that's actually going to slow down the delivery of it and make me feel satiated, and also is going to make me feel like, okay, I got my fix. Okay, so this is what I want you to think about. Yogurt. Okay, let's take a look at yes, we do have chips in the house. Organic, Stacy's, Simply Naked. Seems harmless, right? It's organic. Can't be bad, right? That's the thing. They trick you. It's organic. It's green. It's right on top. They've got you with the marketing right out of the gates. We had a birthday party here for my husband, and so we did have a spread of raw vegetables. We had a little bit of chips. This is a Costco bag, and you know that when they give you these full bags, they maybe fill it to about right here, okay? We still have about this much left, and they're partially crumbs. Not a lot got eaten, but they were there, okay? But I want to show this as an example because, look, organic, right? But flip it over. Let's read together what's on the back. Look at that laundry list of foods, okay? All of a sudden, it doesn't look as harmless as the front packaging gives you, especially when you see stuff like this. Baked, low saturated fat, no MSG, no artificial colors and flavorings, kosher, baked. Oh yeah, totally, rad. I'm gonna throw this in my cart. Great, okay, I can use this as a snack, right? No, if you have goals, you're not gonna use this as a snack, okay? This is something that's once every so often and you manage your portion. So I actually am so much better that I don't go and get heaps and heaps of this in handfuls and just stuff my face and graze in front of it, because it's salty enough that maybe just one pass is good enough for me. Okay, this conveniently USDA organic. Great, organic doesn't necessarily mean anything, okay? Could be organic sugar, still not great. But I'm gonna read a little bit. I'm just gonna read the top maybe 4 ingredients, okay? And I'm gonna let you be the judge for yourself if you think that this is worth adding into a diet of yours. Organic enriched wheat flour, in parentheses, organic wheat flour, niacin, reduced iron, thiamine, mononitrate, riboflavin, folic acid, comma, organic expeller pressed sunflower oil, sea salt, organic wheat flour. The list goes on and on. Oh, and there's a little bit of organic cane sugar in there. And oat fiber, yeast. I mean, there's so much that goes into this. It could be worse, and now I'm getting nitpicky, but this is a pretty elaborate list of ingredients for chips, okay? And if you eat Doritos or any of those other junky ones out there, the list is probably about the length of this label right here, okay? So start here, start reading, okay? I guarantee you get a hankering for it, you're gonna sit there and read it and go, oh boy, I don't really know what thiamine mononitrate is. Do you? I'm not a scientist. I'm not going to break that down and tell you this is what it is and this is what it's good for. I don't know what it is, and it doesn't look like it's something that should be a 1 ingredient food that I should be consuming. So, okay, if this is something that you have in your house that you eat on the regular for a snack, probably not a good option, okay? Let's give another example. This is a staple in my house, okay? Now, it's costly. Yes, it's purely Elizabeth granola, all right? But if you look at it, now my general rule of thumb, if it has any more than 5 to 7 ingredients, it's probably not ideal for you, especially, and that's if the ingredients have a bunch of scientific terms that seem like they were created in a lab that are put into your food, okay? This one, I'm just gonna rattle off a few. This is their pumpkin fig. Free of refined sugar, gluten-free, non-GMO, vegan. Okay, at first glance, not too bad. What do? I immediately flip it over. Ingredients: organic gluten-free oats, organic palm sugar, you know, sugar. It is what it is, right? Organic raw virgin coconut oil, love coconut oil. Raw pumpkin seeds, dried figs, organic puffed amaranth, which is an organic grain. I mean, an ancient grain, amaranth is. Quinoa, millet, sunflower seeds, and chia seeds. So there's a lot of really good superfoods in this granola. That's why it's a little costly. Okay, I've gotten to know the company pretty well. They're out of Colorado, And I really do believe in their brand and what they mean. So I encourage you to start researching and understanding your foods. Just because Trader Joe's has it, just because Whole Foods has it, doesn't mean it's healthy. Turn the bag over and read it, especially if you're bringing packaged foods into your house. And that's just standard, that's lifestyle. I have them here, you know, they're in my house right now. But I can tell you that they are consumed in moderation, and my goal is that every meal starts with a 1 ingredient, and I bring in other ingredients that are 1 ingredient, 2 ingredients, and limit myself, okay? So what else do I have here? For example, this is another bag of something that I will consume because, yes, it's a long list of ingredients, but I've read it. This is my bag of Shakeology, by the way. This has been a staple in my diet for about 6 years now. My kids eat it and drink it. My husband does. I love it. It's really just been kind of a lifesaver in a lot of ways with my health and keeping things on track. But when I flip it over, I recognize what these things are. Pea protein, flax, chia seeds, quinoa, strawberry. This is strawberry flavor, so there's strawberries in it. Yacon, which I'm probably not pronouncing that right. Cherry, astragalus, which is a huge superfood, camu, goji berry, rose hips, blueberries, beet juice. I mean, it goes on, and they're very transparent about their ingredients. So there are good foods out there that have a number of ingredients in them. You just have to know the nature behind them and where they're coming from. I happen to know that the sourcing of this particular product comes from where it's originated. Okay, so the goji berry is not originated in a field in Utah. It's just not. And then re-duplicated in a lab. So a lot of superfood or meal replacement shakes, protein powders, they do claim that they are superfoods, they're clean, they're organic, they're this or that, but do a little research. Be responsible and take ownership of what you're consuming, okay? So I have other examples. I won't bore you with details. I think you're kind of getting the point, but almond butter, I literally can eat this entire jar. You turn it over and it just has roasted almonds on it. That's it. You notice that there's no added oils, there's no added sugars. A lot of nut butters and peanut butters in particular will always add extra oil and sugar. When you make your own almond butter, if you ever have, natural oils will occur in separation when you make your own, and that's exactly what happens in here. Okay, this is from Costco. It's Kirkland brand. It's not organic, which I do prefer organic if you can get your hands on it, but it can be really, really costly. The rise of almonds has gone through the roof, and that has to do with the pollination and the bee issues. But I go through it so much that I have to pick and choose what things I will buy that are organic. And all my produce and meats and everything, I will do my best to buy organic. Meats are always going to be grass-fed. I'm going to understand the sustainability of the chickens and how they are fed on feedlots or not. I want them to be able to have free range and feed off the land. Same with cows. So really know where your foods are coming from. Buy local if you can, you guys. Then you know exactly where it's coming from. Meet vendors at your local food markets that do make these quick little snack packs or granolas. I mean, there's always somebody that is making stuff like this, and it's just such an awesome thing. So support them, and then you know that you're putting you're putting better foods into your body, and your body's gonna thrive